Alright, today's the day. We're gonna put the truck back on the ground. We're gonna take the stock suspension out. So I gotta first clean up this carnage from putting the rear end together. I'm gonna clean up all this mess on the floor so we can get the truck on the ground. Alright, I got it all cleaned up under there, so we're gonna take these jack stands out and set it on the ground so we can get the leaf springs cut off. Alright, I got the truck here on the ground. We're gonna do now, I got a jack up under the frame. We're going to come in here and cut all 4 of these U-bolts off, and that'll allow us to go ahead and let the frame down, and then we'll come in here and take all the rivets off and get the leaf springs off the rear end. Alright, let the frame down in the truck, and we're going to cut the rivets off the perches now. See, they're touching the floor, so I don't have to worry about the weight of them falling down or anything. So we're just going to come in here and knock all these perches off and get rid of those leaf springs now that the U-bolts are cut off there. We're going to take a razor wheel. We're going to come in here and cut these rivets off. Then we'll use an air hammer to blow it off, you know, that bracket, and get that leaf spring already out. I already got the other side done, so I'm going to pop this side off. Alright, so I got the heads all ground down there. And you take the air hammer and just drive it off there. My tool fell out, so I'm gonna get it all drove off there right now. Alright, so I got the rear springs cut out here. Now we're got all kinds of room in here now to build the supports for that bed that I modified. So I just got it up on jack stands, and we're gonna come up front here. We're going to take a plasma cutter and we're going to torch these front springs out. And then we're going to get the truck down on the ground and see what we can get away with. Alright, so we got the spring torched out there. Now we'll take a shock out and get the spring all the way out. And then we'll get the front end down on the ground. Alright, we got the shock and the spring and everything cut out of there on this side. We're going to take this stop off, and it'll give us just a little more room. I'm going to take that off now, and then I'm going to go work on the other side. Alright, I'm going to come in here. I got the other side torched out already, so I'm just going to come in here and take apparently the ground ain't good enough. This thing sits on it's got a coating on it. So it's gonna take a little bit out of time. Bowing over. Just want to take a little bit of the pressure out of it and get it cut across all the springs, and then I'll get it out in pieces. Alright, we got this one cut up enough to take it out like the other one. So I'm going to get the shock out of the middle of it, and we'll get this thing on the ground. Alright, so we got this one all out here. We're ready to put the front down on the ground after I clean up this mess I got. We'll put the front down, and then we'll set our ride height and then start working on the airbag system. Alright, I'm going to take these 2-inch tubes and I'm going to put them under the frame, and because I want to be able to drive this thing on the stops, I don't really want to lay frame. Plus, if I ever lose an airline or an airbag or something, I'll be able to drive off on the side of the road. So we're going to give it 2 inches of clearance on its lowest point, And so I'm gonna slide these under the frame now and set it down. All right, so we're sitting on we got 2-inch ground clearance. We're gonna build some hard stops and some airbags so we can actually drive at this height, which is pretty cool because everything's under my belly button here. Basically, it's like belly button height. So, and you can see that Watts link never went over the center point. So we're looking real good there. I have adjustment out, whatever, but my see how it stood straight up and down. So it never went past that point. So we're only using half of the Watts link articulation, which is what I want to do with this lowrider setup. I just want it to go up and down straight. So yeah, we're looking real good here. Tomorrow I'll come out here and make these upper bag mounts. So I'll space 3 inches off because the bags are supposed to be the lowest point's 2.77 is what they said. So we're going to space 3 inches off. We'll make the upper bag mounts for the back, and then we'll start working on the front bag mounts out here, which it's looking really good too, because you know, the rack, the arm doesn't hit anything on the power rack, and we actually have a gap down in here. So my measurement didn't turn out too bad. So we're gonna start working on the air ride now. If you like this kind of stuff, check back in.